that summer afternoon, when I was 18, I had a trip. Now, I don't know if I can call it a trip or not, but it was something like that, and it wasn't planned at all. Not even that casually planned way. This was just random. And I remember thinking before leaving, this probably isn't going to be static. It's way too hot, I'm going to tan, get tired, and come back feeling the same. The day already felt heavy. Before it even began, it was messy. It was quite messy. And I didn't plan that I'm going to the woods today. But still I went, still we went. And I think that says something. How sometimes we move not because we're sure, but because something in us refuses to stay still. Like a quiet instinct for change, even if we don't know what we are looking for. And when I stepped into the woods, I didn't say anything out loud, but somewhere, subconsciously, there was this small pause. Wait, maybe this isn't that bad. Nothing had actually changed. The heat was still there, the tiredness was still sitting in my body. But something about being inside that space, it felt like the world had loosened its grip on me, just a little, far from the chaos. We kept walking, talking at first, carrying pieces of the outside world with us, of course, the phone and the thoughts, distractions, things we didn't even realize we were holding. But slowly, that started to fade. The conversations became lighter, then quieter. And then there were moments where we didn't say anything at all. And the strange part was that it didn't feel empty. It felt full. I think we are so used to feeling silence that we forget it can hold something on its own. That not every moment needs to be explained or expressed. Some things are meant to just exist without being turned into meaning immediately. And I think that's what this was. Because most of the time, life feels like a constant movement forward. Thinking about what's next, what's missing, what needs to be fixed, fear of missing out. We live a lot in anticipation, rarely in presence. But there, for a while, time didn't feel like it was chasing me. It just was. That's something we don't talk about enough. The value of moments that don't lead anywhere. Moments that just build your future. The moments that don't build your future, don't improve you, don't make you more productive, but still feel necessary. You know, like breathing. We are taught to measure everything. Time, growth, progress. But how do you measure a moment where your mind finally goes quiet? Where you are not trying to become someone, not trying to understand everything, not trying to hold your life together perfectly. Because you can't. You can't every time. You just feel it and it passes. And maybe that's the point. Because not everything in life is meant to be held onto. Some things are meant to pass through you, to remind you for a brief second what it feels to be unburdened. This day didn't fix anything. It didn't answer the questions I had before going. It didn't change who I am or where I'm going. But it did interrupt the noise. And sometimes an interruption is more powerful than an answer. I think at this age we expect clarity. We expect a shift, a direction, something that tells us we are becoming who we are supposed to be. But maybe becoming isn't loud. Maybe it's not a single moment. It not happens overnight. Maybe it's this small, almost forgettable afternoons that quietly rearrange something inside you without asking for attention, without asking to be understood, just happening. And I didn't go there to create a memory, I didn't go there to feel something deep, but it became something anyway. It was honest. It wasn't trying to be anything, maybe because of that. So if you're watching this, it's not because something extraordinary happened. Maybe it's not the most perfect day, not a highlight, not a this changed my life kind of story, but it's just a reminder that even in the middle of chaos, in the middle of heat, exhaustion, and confusion, there can still be a moment where things soften, where the world stops asking things from you, where you don't have to prove anything, fix anything, or figure anything out. You just exist. And that's enough for a while. This was that moment for me. Unplanned, imperfect, still too hot, still tiring, but lighter in a way I didn't expect. And maybe that's the thing about life. It's always the unexpected moments that end up bringing something valuable to us. Something we didn't even know we were searching for. And then, after days pass by, you feel like, oh, maybe I've changed. Maybe I've grown. Maybe I've grown a little. And maybe life isn't that bad at all. And maybe life is beautiful, like dolls of Ada.